Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, hello, if you are new here, my name is Ash and I'm just your random stranger on the internet who happens to love anime, manga, shopping, music, video games. And when did I mention shopping to an unhealthy extent? So we are back at it today with another haul, and we're actually going to be doing this haul in multiple parts just because the manga is getting delivered in multiple packages. So, and I have no patience, so I want to unbox them as soon as they come in. So I'll just throw this video together. So I might be in different outfits throughout, maybe different makeup, probably different hair, who fucking knows. But yeah, I just want to sit down and do a quick Alibris / Amazon manga unboxing. And I do have a present here for my brother that I believe is also manga. So we'll just dive right into that. So thank you so much for coming on this journey with me, and we'll just dive right into the manga. Alrighty, so the first thing I have here, I already opened it and unboxed it, or just opened it. This is I Am a Cat, the manga edition by Soseki Natsume, or Natsume Soseki. So this is a very famous book in Japan. I actually do have the actual novelization of I Am a Cat. I just have not read it because it's a very daunting book to me. The actual novel is over 1,000 pages. Hold on, give me 1 second. Alrighty, so here's the actual novelization of I Am a Cat by Natsume Soseki. I believe this book is actually in 3 parts. I'm 29 pages in. So hold on, come back into focus. There you go. I desperately want to read this book. I am just very, the 1,000 pages is very daunting to me, and I'm afraid, okay, this book is not 1,000 pages. I'm a fucking liar. This book's only 638 pages, but still 638 pages is actually very daunting to me. Because I like to read, but anytime I read a long book physically, it just puts me into this terrible reading slump. But I really want to try to read this book. So I'm looking for it on audio. But anyways, it's kind of side tangent. I ended up getting the manga edition to I Am a Cat because I believe it just breaks down the story into a more digestible form. And this story, I Am a Cat, is a Japanese classic. I've heard wonderful things about it, and I'm just dying to read it. And so I'm definitely going to read this manga, and if I do end up falling in love with this manga, I might bite the bullet and try to finish this book. I think I will put this on my 2022 to-do list, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll talk about that in another video. So apparently this, I Am a Cat, the manga edition, is retold and illustrated by Chihiroru Kubota, and it's been translated by Zach Davison. This is the first manga edition in English of I Am a Cat. So I don't know if there's going to be more. I would love to see there maybe be more, because this is not a long manga by any means. So I'm just curious to see how they broke these 3 volumes up into one manga edition. I'll go ahead and just kind of show you the art. So it's just very basic art. No offense to the illustrator. It's beautifully done. And I'm just looking forward to diving into this. But I picked this up myself off of Amazon because I've greatly been wanting this, and it was actually on my next Right Stuff haul, which I will probably place sometime in January for anything that's being released up until April of 2022. But I got impatient. I didn't want to wait. They were out of stock on Alibris, so I just picked it up off of Amazon. And then next here is a package from my brother for Christmas. I want to say this is manga. I went ahead and ripped off the top of it, but I do want to say this is actually some manga, because when me and my brother were talking about what we each wanted for Christmas, I said I wanted some manga and he wanted some novels, so I sent him the novels he asked for, and I didn't really give him anything to go off of. I just said I wanted some classic mangaka, like some classic manga. So pretty much manga from very classic mangakas, like the big ones that like inspired multiple mangakas. And I kind of gave him, like, I wanted something that was kind of older, kind of in the range from like the 70s to 80s. That's the kind of manga I was actually looking for, because I've never really read any classic manga from like the big mangaka. So I'm excited to see what he picked up, and I do trust my brother. I think he has amazing taste. So I'm very picky, and he knows that. So that's kind of why, like, I gave him some prompts, like not trying to like tell him what I directly wanted, but I just gave him some, this is what I'm interested in, and this is what I'm looking to add to my manga collection, because I love manga. Like, obviously, I'm not going to say obviously, but I do want to base my channel around anime and manga, so that's what I asked for Christmas for my brother, because manga can be kind of expensive, but it's not that expensive. I don't think so. Anyways, so he got me 2 volumes, which I was not expecting to. I really was only expecting 1 volume. I'm super excited. So these are by the same mangaka, and this is by Mizuke Shigeru. And I think Mizuki Shigeru, I think he does Gegege no Kitaro? I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, my brother is fantastic, because the first one he picked up is Onward Towards Our Noble Deaths by Shigeru Mizuki. And this is from 1973, so this is definitely within the time frame I was wanting to get some manga. And this looks like it's going to deal with the heavy topics of war. So I'll go ahead and read it. I'll read the back of it. I won't actually read it out loud, but I'll read the back of it to you guys. Onward Towards Our Noble Deaths is a fictionalized memoir of Shigeru Mizuki's time in the Imperial Army in World War II. Set against the tropical island backdrop of the South Pacific, the story explores the oh my gosh, hold on. I can't say this word. Camaraderie of troops dealing not only with the nightmarish realities of war like hunger, disease, and death, but also the devastating consequences of the Gyokusai dictate of the Imperial Army, that one must die for one's country at all cost, if not in battle, then by suicide. Balancing humor and horror, realism and cartooning, Mizuki deftly addresses and critiques the moral depravity of war. First published in 1973, this groundbreaking graphic novel was one of the first fully formed accounts of war told in comic formats. It remains equally compelling almost 45 years later. Mizuki has been published around the world and is one of the best known and lauded artists in Japan. So this is going to be very hard-hitting. I do enjoy hard-hitting manga, and once again, my brother is very aware that some of my favorite manga are very hard-hitting and kind of deal with the realities of death and just how hard life can be. I do like me some good fluffy manga, but I do like to dive into heavier topics. So it sounds weird to say, but I'm actually really looking forward to picking up this manga and getting to read and kind of experience the horrors of war through manga. And this is Shigeru Mizuki's art. I'm kind of scared to flip through this one just because it does deal a lot with war and death, but I'm super excited for this one. And then the next one I am wholly excited for, because you'll see in another video, but my brother really does know me, and my brother is my older brother. He is a fantastic person, but this is Tono Monogatari by Shigeru Mizuki. And yeah, I'll show you in another haul, but I'm really excited for this one because I've had my eye on this one. I really didn't tell my brother I had my eye on this one, but I have had my eye on this manga. So I'm really excited for this one. I'll go ahead and read the back of it. The cultural equivalent of Grimm's fairy tales, the original Tono Monogatari is a defining text of Japanese folklore and one of the country's most important works of literature. Created during the later stage of Mizuki's career, after he had retired from the daily grind of commercial comics to create personal, lasting works of art, Shigeru Mizuki's Mizuki's Tono Monogatari weaves the original text of autobiography. As Mizuki wanders through the woods, he retells some of the most famous legends, manifesting a host of monsters, dragons, and foxes. So, I really, really wanted this manga. Like, I'll dive more into this in another video, I keep saying, but this is going to be fantastic. I think I'm going to love this. I am always down to learn more about Japanese folklore and Japanese superstition. Actually, I'm just down to learn about any folklore and superstitions and kind of supernatural tales around the world. And my brother knows I'm into some creepy ass shit. I like to learn about creepy ass shit and heavy hard hitting shit. So I am looking forward to diving into this. And yeah, this is some of the artwork. I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe that Shigeru Mizuki is the one who made Gege no Kitaro. So I love Gege no Kitaro. I watched the anime. There was one that recently came out, I think two-ish years ago. When I started off watching it, I just never finished it, but I do enjoy Gege no Kitaro. I've never read the manga, but I've seen some of the modern anime, and I am wholly excited to have some manga in my collection from this classic mangaka. I do believe he might be a staple in anyone's collection, so I'm excited to finally have a staple in my collection. So moving on from that, the next things I have here are from Alibris, and I have not unboxed them. They are still in their boxes. It's kind of weird that they came like this because I don't think I thought I ordered directly from the Alibris warehouse to get free shipping. But so all of these mangas are ones I picked up myself, so I have been eyeing them for some time. And the first one I have here is Sigurtada by Minoru Furuya. Sorry, I'm butchering these names. But I saw this on Right Stuff and it looked really interesting. So I wanted to pick it up. I have read the first couple of chapters online and I like it decently enough. The artwork is very realistic. And like I said, my taste in manga is definitely growing or expanding as I get older. I am still very much into like magical and like battle anime, but I also like really hard-hitting and realistic depictions. And I think Sigurtada is going to hit on the realistic depictions and maybe some psychological shit. But I'll read the inside. This coming of age tale from contemporary master Minoru Furuya centers on 17-year-old Yusuke Ogino, a self-described loser whose only refuge from the bullying hell he experiences at school is his dream of freedom on a motorcycle. But the unexpected entrance of a beautiful young woman into his life threatens to upend his whole world, forcing him to reevaluate his relationships and even his sense of self. Instantly relatable and painfully honest, Furuya's manga blends pitch black humor with pathos and the awkward realities of everyday life to produce a quintessential tale of youth. The meticulous yet uninhibited art swings from stark realism to laugh out loud caricature. Wow. While nuanced characters and complex emotions help Sigurtada transcend the boundaries of genre to take its rightful place as one of the great masterpieces of graphic storytelling. So, I'm looking forward to diving into this. This definitely seems like it's in omnibus format. So if I like the first volume, I can definitely see myself picking this up from Alibris. Maybe not from Right Stuff, because I love Right Stuff. They're just taking forever on order. So I might pick this up from Alibris whenever I want to do like a quick manga haul. I'm looking forward to diving into this. Like I said, I have been on I like realistic stories right now, and I have found myself really enjoying, I don't know, like coming of age stories. Stories that kind of deal with bullying and stuff like that. I find myself enjoying that quite a bit. So, I'm looking forward to diving into that and picking it up. And then the next item I picked up here is actually a novel, and it's How Do You Live by Ginzaburo Yoshino. And this was translated by Bruno Novaski with a foreword by Neil Gaiman. I enjoy Neil Gaiman as an author. He has written books that has brought me to absolute fucking tears. Like, I listen to audiobooks whenever I work, and they have brought me to absolute bawling. But I just picked this up because I kind of saw it whenever I was browsing Right Stuff one day, and it just said that it was a Japanese classic. I like to pick up like classic literature from around the world, so I wanted to pick this one up. And on the back, it just says, if it means anything at all to live in this world, it's that you must live your life like a true human being and feel just what you feel. Sounds hard-hitting. Alrighty. We'll read the actual inside flap. Following the death of his father, Cooper, 15, faces enormous changes, and he wonders about the things he used to take for granted, including his place in the world, friendship, and loyalty, and the role of luck and choice in his future. Meanwhile, Cooper's uncle writes to him in a journal, sharing knowledge and offering his advice on life's big questions, as Cooper begins to consider what matters most. So, apparently, Miyazaki, the director of, like, My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away, has called it his favorite childhood book. So, I am very much looking forward to reading this. Once again, I love hard-hitting books that kind of deal with coming of age and what is one's purpose in life and just what is the meaning of life. I love hard-hitting tales like this, so I'm very much excited to read this eventually in 2022. I have to say that this is probably not the most sustainable way to ship packages, just because, like, I'm getting all of these, like, cardboard boxes. And I believe that Sigurtada, How Do You Live, and then the next one I'm going to talk about was placed on the same order. And this one is wrapped in saran wrap, but it's only rated older teens. I'm not sure why it's wrapped in saran wrap. But this is Seaside Stranger, Volume 1. Umibe no Eterangi. Yeah, I can't. Okay, let me stop that right now. But apparently this is going to be a yaoi romance. I like the back of it. It sounded good. So, a romance that would cleanse your heart. Ever since his parents disowned him for being gay, Shun has been living with his aunt on a small island near Okinawa. One day he meets Mio, a high school student who recently lost his own parents and now spends his days sitting by the sea. The two young men begin to open up to each other until Mio reveals that he's leaving. 3 years later, an adult Mio returns to the island to confess his true feelings, but is soon ready for a relationship. So, once again, sounds like a cute coming-of-age romance with LGBTQ plus representation. If you've seen any of my unhauls or any of my unboxings by now, I really only like romance and drama when it is centered around the LGBTQ plus, and that is a whole nother video topic for another day, but I'm looking forward to diving into this. I'm just kind of afraid that this is going to be a long series. I do not like long series for the sheer fact that long series take a lot of money to collect, and I have a collector's mentality where if I read it, I must finish it. That's something I'm trying to break now, but it looks really cute, and I'm kind of excited to dive into it. Okay, so the next one is from a different Alibris order, but it's still Alibris nonetheless. And this is Birds of Shangrila Volume 2. If you've seen some of my other unboxings, I picked up Birds of Shangrila Volume 1 and really enjoyed it. So I went on Alibris to pick up Volume 2, and I am looking forward to diving into this. This is by Remaru Zaria. And essentially the first one follows a straight male as he goes to this island of Shangri-La to work at a male brothel. He is a teaser, which helps the birds get ready for their business. And there's just been a lot of spiciness and drama within Volume 1, so I'm excited to see where Volume 2 goes. I'm not 100% sure how long this series is, but I think this might be one that I finish through fruition. I finish till it's completely done, and I will probably keep it in my collection because I've really enjoyed it. I do enjoy Remaru Zaria. I picked up another one of their mangas in a previous haul, and it was a standalone, and I enjoyed it very much. It was really well written. So, I do continue to see myself picking up this mangaka in the future, and just kind of expanding my horizons into having some smuttier manga series in my collection. And this is Volume 2, so hopefully this series isn't too long. Like I said, I don't like long series because they cost a lot of money to sink into. And I try to... I buy a lot of manga, but I do... If I don't like it, I will try to sell it. Or if I don't have a deep connection with it, I will try to sell it. And if it's a longer series, I'll try to buy it on digital. Unless I love the series. Or maybe I'll pick it up, read it, and then resell it. I try to mainly get it through my library. But anyways... In this package, I also picked up Even Though We're Adults, and this is Volume 3. So kind of spoiler, I have Volume 1 and Volume 2 coming eventually from Alibris. But this is rated 13 plus. The story and the art is by Takako Shimura. And I don't really know what this series is about. I have wanted to read it. Like, the first one is a Yuri romance. It's a girls love romance. And the first one kind of talked about the premise of cheating, which don't really like cheating, but here we are buying manga that I think deals with that premise. So finally, we have the last package here for now. Like I said, whenever the rest of these come in, I will eventually finish them out, but I think I should almost have everything from these Alibris orders. I think I'm only missing maybe one more manga volume and an actual novel, which I don't know if I want to actually unbox a novel, but whatever. It's a kind of a booktube novel, and yeah, I'll talk about it whenever it gets here. So here is volume 2 of Even Though We're Adults. So yes, this kind of does have to deal with so it's a Yuri romance, but I think it does deal with cheating, because just kind of reading the quick synopsis on the back, one of the characters tells her husband that she has feelings for another woman, and then that's pretty much it. The art looks really good. I'm not going to flip through this just because this is volume 2. And as soon as volume 1 comes in, I will talk about it a little bit more. Maybe hold up these 3 volumes together. But the art looks really pretty. The covers look really pretty. This looks like it's going to be more of a dramatic romance, which, spoiler, I do kind of enjoy dramatic romances just because not every romance can be fluffy and sweet. And while I do enjoy a good, fluffy, sweet, escapist romance, I do enjoy also reading about the realistic side of romances. Not that I would fucking know, because, I mean, I am single as a fucking cum, and that's another topic for a video. But these 2 are rated teen, and Bars of Shangrila is rated mature, so you have to be 18 to buy it, but it is a smutty romance. And then finally, I picked up Farewell to My Altar, a Neo Nakatani short story collection. This is a girl's love or a Yuri, to kind of balance out my ever-growing collection of yaoi, because I like standalone mangas. So I find myself aiming towards a lot of romantic standalone manga, and then I like my hard-hitting series to be longer, and I like my favorite longer series. But I went on Right Stuff to kind of find another. I specifically was looking for Yuri. I'm not gonna sit here in front to you guys. I was specifically looking for Yuri because I feel like my LGBTQ plus representation that I have going on is actually getting skewed quite heavily in yaoi or boy love, and I want to keep a pretty decent mix of Yuri and yaoi, just because I don't have a preference for either. I do like to just read about LGBTQ plus relationships, and I enjoy LGBTQ plus representation. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but I'm going to say that in every fucking manga video, I have a feeling. And yeah, anyways, so I picked this up. I was looking on Right Stuff just for some ideas of what I could potentially add to my Aliburst order to get free shipping. And then this one popped up. It's a short story collection. I have this love-hate relationship with anthologies, and my love-hate relationship with anthologies actually carries on into novels as well. It's not just manga. But I saw that this was an anthology, a short story collection, so I'm like, I'll give it a try. So, Neo Nakatani, known for her delicate and heartwarming portrayals of girls' love, presents a marvelous collection of short stories that span her whole career, with works including her striking debut titled Farewell to My Altar, enthralling tales from the Eclair anthologies, and a hauntingly captivating piece penned exclusively for this volume. Nakatani explores the deeper nuances of loss, identity, and matters of the heart. So it is interesting that some works that have been featured in Eclair is actually in this, because I have read 1 or 2 volumes of Eclair. I think I've just read 1. I sold it because like I said, love-hate relationship with anthologies. I love reading short stories, but a lot of times they don't capture my attention enough for me to want to keep them in my collection. But I do actually want to read more of the Eclair series, but I will probably read them and then resell them. But yeah, it's interesting that it says that, because now I'm just kind of wondering if there is perhaps a short story in here that I've read from the Eclair series, but I've only read the first Eclair. There are like 4. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this, and hopefully I'm gonna like it. This is short stories by one mangaka, not just a collection of mangaka, so I might like this one a little bit more. But we'll see whenever we get there. But alright, you guys, that's all I have for now, so I'll return a little bit later. This is gonna be a long video, so I hope you're strapped in, and I hope you grabbed yourself a drink. See you in just a second.